So, let's talk about the legacy track and the events that happen here on the legacy track. So 2 of these events we've talked about have to do with glory and vengeance. Let's talk about the other ones. So the first thing that's going to happen as the game progresses and the first player scores their first legacy is that all players are going to add a Covert Ops card to their hand. So this is the Covert Ops card. It lets you discard it to take 1 resource from any other player of your choice, and also put a credit on top of the Black Ops deck. Or you can play this as an action. You get to take a resource from someone anyway, just as though you had discarded it. You also get to do that when you play it as an action. But when you play it as an action, you can buy Black Ops cards from the Black Ops deck. And you can use any credits that might have been put there by other people just discarding Covert Ops to help you pay for them. So the first Black Ops card you buy when you take that action is going to cost you 2 credits. The second one's going to cost you 4. If you buy more than 2, the third one is 6, and so on. Usually it's a choice between buying 1 or 2, because if you have that many credits, usually you find something to spend them on. But you could buy a lot of Black Ops cards if you had a lot of credits. Black Ops cards are powerful one-time use abilities that target other players, and all of them are discard actions. So it's not going to take your action on a future turn. You're investing the action up front by playing Covert Ops, and then later on you're going to get to do something powerful. So when you get a Black Ops card, here's an example of one. This one says Breach Mainframes. You get this, you put it face down in front of you. It doesn't go into your hand immediately. You can't add it to your hand until your next turn. But when you discard it, it says steal half of another player's data or credits, rounded up. But they get a little something as well. If you steal 4 or more resources, they gain a vengeance. So they might be mad about it. They might get a booby prize in that. But this could be really powerful, and it could influence the course of the game near the end if you had saved something like this or you found the right time to use it. So Black Ops cards are powerful one-time use abilities, and they're really fun. And you can get them by playing these Covert Ops cards that you're going to get starting at the first step of the legacy track. So later on, the game goes, people score points. Oh my goodness, this guy gets some glory, everyone else gets vengeance, people are scoring more points. Green surges ahead. So, the first person to 3. When the first person gets to 3, all players are going to add a leader card from their faction to their hand. So each faction has 3 leader cards to choose from, and they are all unique to that faction. And the way leaders work is they are ongoing, permanent abilities, but you have to spend an action in order to enable them. So here's an example of a very simple but powerful leader card from the Reavers faction. So you spend an action to put this guy into play, but he doesn't go in your action pile. He actually goes next to your board, like with your legacy cards, and it becomes a permanent ability that all enemy planets have -1 defense against you. And all your opponents are picking out from among their 3 options some similarly interesting and powerful ability that they may play right away, or they might be really busy right about now, and they might wait a couple turns to play it. So you have to take a turn off to get a leader into play, even though they are powerful. When the first person gets to 5 points, everybody's going to get to add a second leader card to their hand out of their 2 remaining leader cards that they didn't choose the first time. And finally, when the first person reaches 6 points, the person who gets there first gets nothing, but everybody else immediately gets a free Black Ops card given to them, because they just might need it to stop this person from winning, if they're going to have a chance. Because, recall, if someone is most glorious, they could win, potentially, at 7 points. So this is the last stand, final confrontation event. So, that is the legacy track. Those are the curveballs that are going to be added throughout the game. Black Ops cards, the Covert Ops card that lets you get those Black Ops cards, and leaders.